round. He takes on Joe Murnan, a Players' Championship winner in 2015. I'm Dan Dawson, and Rod Harrington is alongside me in the commentary box for this one.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dan. Yeah, a good game coming up here. Two of the youngsters that are coming through the game, especially Max. I mean, he's still a very young man, but learning his trade very well. And of course, Joe Murnan, we've seen him personally come through the last 2 to 3 years and been making some really good inroads. So I can't see this being a quick game. It's going to be 6-5, 6-4, either way.
Well, it certainly wasn't quick to decide who threw first in this one, because I was watching it in the practice room and it went easily double figures. I think it's about 12 rounds of throwing to decide who got to throw first in the opening leg. That is the reason we don't have it on the stage anymore, because it can just take forever at times. But Max Hopp managing to come through it and does have the slight advantage of throwing first. But Joe Murnan...
60.
It's a very difficult one to pick who's going to win this one. Hopp playing in his home country here in Hamburg has the support of the crowd. Murnan is not a man who seems flustered by whatever situation he plays in. You wouldn't know if he was playing in front of 8,000 people or 4 people down the Dog and Duck.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Dan. He just gets on with his game, doesn't he? The only thing with Max is, because he's in front of his home crowd, sometimes, as we've seen in previous tournaments, he wants to win so much, he just gets a little bit tense, and we talk quite often about the arm tightening up on that. And you start to pull the dart low, so it'd be interesting, especially in the early part of the game, how many of these first darts go low. Oh well, there you go. That's definitely a tense dart, that one, because it is so low.
57.
Going around the board in search of treble and unable to do so. So Joe Murnan should be first down to a finish, and he will be, assuming that doesn't fall out the board. Oh, it could be any finish you want here, Joe.
170.
Well, too good. He wanted the 25. He's hit the ball. But he will get 2 darts for this opening leg and a break of throw to immediately wipe out the advantage that Hopp won with the protracted bull off in the players' room just a few minutes ago. Double 4 he's looking at. Long way off, no help to him.
7.
Not much closer, really.
Actually,
no, we're a long way off. He's actually scored really well in this match. So outside chance here for Max. We've seen Michael van Gerwen do it against Phil Taylor in the Premier League last night. However,
60.
we're not going to see Max do it. And he has to hit a treble to put any pressure on, really.
That's closer, but not close enough for Murnan. That's an awkward one.
4.
Started very well in the scoring stakes as Joe Murnan, but the finishing leaves a lot to be desired. Lovely dart from Hopp. Now then, double 16.
88.
Not to be.
4.
Murnan's got to do a lot better than he has done with his darts at doubles. In the madhouse. And he takes that one out no problem, so Joe Murnan does manage to get a leg on the board. It is a break of throw. A few boos around the hall here in Hamburg for that one. Understandable with their great hope going a leg down in the early stages here.
140.
It just shows you how a game can turn around. If Max had taken the double 16 out, Joe would have been on the back foot, Max on the front foot, and the game really is completely different. But now Joe, right, I won the leg, I'm nice and relaxed.
57.
And Max Hopp is a break of throw down, so he's got it all to do.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see how these two guys get on over the course of 2016. It was a significant year for both of them, very much a breakthrough year for Joe Murnan last year, with winning a Players' Championship event while not even holding a tour card is a remarkable achievement.
80.
And Max Hopp obviously becoming the World Youth Champion. Significant landmark for him.
Yeah, he was unlucky not to get the Young Player of the Year as well. Michael Smith got it because of his performances on the Pro Tour.
Well, in these events, didn't he? He picked up a couple of Euro Tour wins.
That's right, yeah.
Not many people are doing that.
But it was a close to the vote.
60.
I mean, Max got, I think, 3 votes out of the 8, out of the 7, I think it was. But sometimes when Max is a big lad, very strong, and sometimes I just think that the throw is too strong, if that makes sense. You know, he just needs to perhaps you know, with golfers, they say, no, you're gripping the club too hard, so on
100.
impact, you know, the rhythm is not there. Perhaps, I don't know, sometimes with Max, just try and relax a little bit more.
Game shot to the second leg.
Strong leg from Joe Murnan, 14 darter, and he does get a 2-0 lead. I was talking with Max last weekend in Gibraltar. It was a tournament where he made the last 16, although he did get a bye through the second round because of A.B. Lewis's withdrawal. That's the second time he's made the last 16 of a European Tour event. And he was saying he actually went into the final day of action in that third round
36.
game, and he was struggling a bit because he'd been in the gym and he thought he'd pulled a muscle in his arm. And although we've talked on a number of occasions about the importance of players keeping fit, and
You don't do weights, though.
it's well, I mean, that is a
60.
You tone up, but you don't do push heavy weights.
well, that is a genuine. You don't want to monk yourself.
No.
Is
No.
the issue, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, tone up, lightweight,
97.
repetition, and swimming is the best form of exercise. But if you're going to start, it tightens the arm up, tightens the forearm up, the bicep. And of course, all the muscles in the hands are tightening up.
81.
And of course, the grip on that dart, and with Max having such a strong throw, you don't see Max's darts fall out of the board.
No, you don't.
You might see the board fall off the wall
60.
after a practice session.
Max Hopp was on stage doing an interview for German TV just a couple of hours ago in the build-up to this one.
100.
Kind of example of how this game has taken off in Germany over the last few years. Yet another European Tour event in Germany this year. Keep adding
83.
one every year, and it's another in Germany.
60.
Development Tour weekend in Germany, in Mulheim, just a few weeks ago.
Yes, good numbers as well. Very pleased with the numbers. We will be
100.
increasing the development tour next year by a few more events to encourage more and more youngsters to start playing.
Will that include more gigs in mainland Europe?
78.
We haven't sorted that out yet, but possibly.
60.
Yeah, I personally would like one in Holland. Start spreading it.
Double 10 for Hopp now for a first leg on the board.
40. So you require 147.
Not good enough. This would be a killer. Not going to happen. So Hopp will get another 3 darts at doubles.
123.
But he has put some pressure on there.
Extra
Double
required
12
20.
he sat. Should be a decent guide for him. And
he
finds it. Max Hopp gets a leg on the board, and you didn't need me to tell you that. Just listen to these fans here in Germany.
I have to say, Dan, I think it's one of the best Friday afternoon crowds I've seen in the European event.
99.
And again, that just shows the popularity of the sport in Germany, the way it's growing.
Yeah, well, we're completely sold out here, I'm told, for both sessions on Saturday and Sunday.
64.
Max Hopp saves himself with that last dart.
Well, Rotterdam sold out 10,000 tickets in 47 minutes.
57.
Just on 48
It was about
minutes.
3/4 of an hour.
Yes.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
The phone lines were quite hot.
Looked quite a good atmosphere.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Yes, it was.
41.
We will, of course, see Michael van Gerwen, who triumphed in the Premier League last night to finish top of the table by seeing off Phil Taylor in a deciding leg last night. He will be here when the seeded players join the action tomorrow for the second round. The winner of this one will face the seeded player Ian White, number 7 seed. And the man who had a very impressive run last weekend as Max Hopp fires in a maximum. And the maximizer has Hamburg on his feet.
99.
We can really do it another big score to follow that up. A visit without a treble is not going to be good enough. Needs to stay on the 9. Oh, he's going back up.
59.
I might have tried to find the treble 19 to leave the 120. But however, he never found a treble, so the advantage is back with Joey Murnan in this leg, although Max has hit the maximum.
Yeah, well, a couple of 40 scores earlier in the leg didn't help him out.
90. Actually,
Murnan.
157.
He's left 59, but he might not get a go at it. Oh, he will. He will. Hopp has set himself up very nicely now. And Murnan's finishing. Hit and miss. Decent in the second leg, poor in the first. That's a great marker. And he uses it. Superb darts from Joe Murnan. It is a 3-1 lead for the 32-year-old from Bolton.
Yes, crucial leg that, Dan, for Joey Murnan. That last dart was perfect. As you said, the first dart at Cops was absolutely a perfect guide. It's so much easier when you've got the guide, you've got the line and length. It looks like a brick wall up there at sometimes as you think, well, I'll bounce it off it. That's exactly what he did.
137.
Both of these guys having to come through qualifying to be here, as has everybody you'll see in action today. Joe Murnan won a couple of games against James Richardson and Ryan Harrington.
Yes, he did. He played really well against Ryan as well. I think he had 3-12 darters in the 6 legs.
81.
It's the kind of thing, you know, Joe Murnan is not a flashy player in any sense of it, but when you look at some of his performances, and particularly big games, you only have to go back to Gibraltar last weekend. Oh, now then, Max. Another one for the maximiser. And Gibraltar last weekend, Joe Murnan beat Terry Jenkins in an absolute thriller. He won it 6-4 with an average of 103. Jenkins averaged 103 as well, but he was averaging 110 halfway through the match as Hopp looks at 1-2-4.
Well, he certainly put the pressure on for now. Max Hopp, 8-8 to hold on to his throat and get within one. Oh, one dart. Pressure on the young German.
Pressure darts, but Max Hopp finds the target for a 15-dart leg, and to keep him right there with Joe Murnan in this one, he's just one break away.
100.
Well, he's just started to relax a little bit, hasn't he, Max? He's getting into his game, not forcing the dart so much, just letting the arm do all the work. Well, the forearm and the wrist does all the work.
41.
Yeah, I mean, Max Hopp has, even for the last few years, as Hopp just misses out in his third maximum, he's impressed me with his maturity both on and off stage, Max Hopp. I mean, even as a 16-year-old, 15-year-old, when I first met him, I was astounded that he was that young. He didn't look it, he didn't act it. But to be able to improve and continue his development as a dart player when you have the expectations of pretty much a whole country as their top player in a country where it's just growing exponentially, the interest in this game, it must be very hard for him to live up to those kind of expectations.
40.
I think that's where the extra pressure is coming from, and sometimes he tightens up and doesn't perform. You know, he's still a very young man. I mean, if he looked at it, you know, he's got 5 years. If he improves 2-3% every year, in 5 years' time, could be a world champion, which would be exactly what the PBC and darts wants if we had a German world champion. But sometimes you want it now and not next year. You can't wait, especially the youngsters. This is where, in other sports, and we talk about it so often, Dan, when we're doing these, coaches and mentors come in and just say, look, this is what we're going to do this year. 60. If we do that, we're happy. If we beat it, then we're more over the moon.
Murnan gets one dart for 4-2. And he misses it. Now, Hopp's going to start on the bullseye here. This isn't the easiest finish, but it's not the trickiest either. Now, is that a good lie if he hits the treble 20? Doesn't hit it anyway, so perhaps matters not.
63.
So Joe Murnan for 4-2. Double 10. And there it is. And Murnan, having gone 2-0 up, Hopp has battled, but Murnan, you feel, has always been sort of in control of this one. He's not really come under massive pressure.
No, since he broke the throw of Max Hopp in that first leg, he's been in control of the match, and you know it is a lot easier to lead.
100.
And then when you're chasing and chasing, we keep talking about the extra pressure, but that's when it comes. And Max now will be looking at Murnan's score and thinking, oh damn, he's only two legs away. I've got to do something right now. I mean, he can't afford to lose his throw here, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's a great throw. There's no real complications in it. It's straight down the line, isn't it? He pulls it straight back. A good strong release. But it's just perhaps at times
96.
a little bit too strong.
Well, that's it. Look, Max Hopp, he has a good-looking throw. He seems to have a perfect temperament for the game. He seems to enjoy playing big stage darts. He's had some notable victories against big-name players. The obvious one that I think of is the win over Mervyn King at the World Championship, where they're both averaging in the high 90s. It's a great game of darts. He's got an image. He's got, you know, he's the standard bearer for German darts, along with the likes of Jihan, who's been around a long time. We'll see Jihan Artuk this weekend.
And look at the business side of it as well, Dan. You know, the way he's progressing, if he can carry on, and the way darts is on the up, then obviously that will bring in more and more sponsors and more money, and he will be in a prime position to take some good sponsorship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they do love a world champion in Germany. They've had plenty of them in many sports.
140. Max, you require 158.
However, he's got problems here, Max Hopp. The 158. Great dart. Can he follow it? He can. Double 19. What a check out from Max Hopp!
Max Hopp. Reverse. Game on.
The Maximizer with a standout moment of quality in this one, but Murnan still has the advantage. He's got to find a break of throw from somewhere.
Well, that's me thinking, well, Max, you've got to hit at least one treble and hope that Joey Murnan doesn't take the 106 out. But again, he's proved there under pressure, you know, under the cosh, that he can do it. It is just the consistency, you know, and like I say, you just up that a little bit at a time, and then you get
140.
And the notable thing for me, look, he's taken 158 there, and he's not celebrated wildly or anything. He knows he's got a job to do. He's
60.
He's just gone about his business. This is just, that's regulation stuff for Max Hopp. Well, I like to see people bouncing around on stage, but sometimes that can get in the way of actually trying to play your best darts. And I'll tell you what, Joe Murnan, it doesn't matter. He's been hit with a 158 checkout there, and he's left himself 81 after 3 visits in the very next leg. Second one spat out the board.
Yeah, I mean, there again, experience. I know when you're concentrating, you don't think you just throw, but that first dart was so badly positioned for the treble 20.
Those
two darts were badly positioned. Joe Murnan's one leg away from the win here. That's a great check out again from Murnan. But the game that Joe is playing, 2-3 years ago, he would have been very edgy. Now he just plays his own game.
140.
And it's proven here. I mean, the 158 would have hurt a lot of people, but Joe just steps up and throws a nice casual leg on his throw.
Yeah, I said last year was a breakthrough year for Joe Murnan. He'd been around for a little while before that. You know, he played a lot of, you know, odd players championship events here, Challenge Tour, things like that. It was on the Euro Tour at the start of the year, and Hildesheim, we had a run to the quarter-finals as Max Hopp hits a third maximum.
We had an interesting comment from one of our directors yesterday at a board meeting at the PDC, and he said, well, if someone hasn't won their tour card in 3 years, surely they're not good enough. Absolute rubbish. You know, it could be year 5, and then all of a sudden you can become a world champion. And I always related to golf. Ian Woosnam couldn't get his tour card on the European Tour for ages. Gets it, 5 years later he wins the Masters. You know, there's something happens that improves that game. It may take a little while to find it. Obviously the Van Gerwens, well, even Michael, it took a long time to find.
Now then, Max Hopp to hit back with an 11 darter of his own. Back-to-back 11 darters in this one. Murnan hits one, then Hopp. And the quality has just risen slightly in the last 2-3 legs. But Murnan still holds the advantage. Hopp needs to win these last 2 legs.
Well, he needs to find 280 in 6 darts at some certain time in this leg. Well, there it is. The last 3 legs, very tidy indeed.
That 158 checkout seems to have spurred them both into action, and here goes Max Hopp.
140.
Well, that's a great start, though. Let's put the pressure on. That's
140.
Joey Murnan's just go, what did he hit? I didn't see it. You know what I mean? That's playing in your own head, you know, playing your own game.
You see the averages there, 92 for Murnan,
100.
85 for Hopp. Nothing to write home about, but look, we've got a game on here. Can Murnan hold his nerve? That was a loose dart.
83.
Well, he gets a treble, but he's not down to a finish. Even a ton here, just one treble and hitting the big numbers will mean Hopp gets to a finish. That's a blocker, but he's desperate to stay up there.
It's got to come down to the 17s.
57.
Not a time not to hit a treble. Really has opened the door for Joey Murnan. He's going to get 6 darts from 183.
100.
And he's possibly going to get a dart at the bullseye when he returns. Max Hopp, it's all about what the pressure he can put on, and that's a perfect first dart.
Oh, Max Hopp.
140.
Pressure applied. Murnan, 83 for the match. Can he take it out? It's only going to be 1 dart, and it's at the bullseye for Murnan, and he misses it.
58.
And Hopp should get at least 1 dart
64.
to take us all the way to a decider in which he would have the throw. Hopp, 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 the chant in the crowd, double 16 for 5-5, and he misses.
48. Joey requires
And is
25.
that the chance?
Well, the hardest double to hit is the one to win the game.
You don't get much closer than that first dart at double 10, Joe Murnan, but it was not close enough. 3 match darts missed by the man from Bolton. And Hopp's taken us all the way.
And to be quite honest, you know, the crowd giving Joe a little bit of stick on his, but in the same respect, them chanting Hopp, Hopp, Hopp and making all that noise, it's still hard for Max to hit that double.
There is a lot riding on this for both men. These have become even more important this year, the European Tour, with the qualification for the European Championship based solely upon them. But you get the feeling that every opportunity for Max Hopp to play in front of a German crowd who are just willing him to win, it's a huge chance for him. We saw what Dyson Parodi did in front of a Gibraltarian crowd last weekend, and look at this from Max Hopp. Oh my word! A 4th maximum from the 19-year-old, and having survived 3 match darts in the previous leg, he is in the driving seat, but Murnan is fighting hard.
Yeah, the game has really livened up. What a great last leg this is. Just find 1 treble, or surely he'll find the treble from those 2.
60.
Well, an outside chance now for Joey Murnan. He may get 6 darts from 2, 3, 4, but he needs 2 trebles. 1 treble is not going to be enough.
And he gets it.
And he finds it. That is a brilliant visit.
Wow. This game is not over yet. Max Hopp, 1-2-1 for the match. Great dart. Should get a dart at least at the bullseye. He does. It's the ball. Misses it by a whisker. And Murnan, 94 for the match. Both men have had match darts in this.
Well, he's gone the aggressive way, Dan. And now it's a double 18, double top. Yeah, I mean, he has to go double 18, double top. But I don't know, the old-fashioned way on the bullseye to give you the first dart, to guarantee a dart at the bullseye with the last dart. But it's double 8 now for a win for Max Hopp. Double 8 it is.
And listen to the German crowd. Their man has just just got over the line. Joe Murnan missed 3 match darts in the penultimate leg, but Max Hopp claws his way back. He didn't lead in this one until the very end, but Max Hopp is through. He will face the number 7 seed Ian White as he chucks a glass of water over his head. We will have 2 Germans minimum in the second round tomorrow at the European Darts Match Play. The action continues here with one of the big names and one of the big beasts of world darts, Alan Norris, on stage in a moment to take on Richie Corner.
Ein bisschen leichter vorgestellt?
Nein, gar nicht. Also ich kenne Joe schon 2-3 Jahre und er ist ein wirklich sehr, sehr guter Spieler. Der bereitet sich immer vor, der wusste auch, was ihn heute erwartet. Er wusste, dass die Fans für mich sind. Und ich bin einfach viel zu spät ins Spiel gekommen. Am Anfang, ich war jetzt nicht sehr nervös, aber ich wollte gerade vor deutschem Publikum ein schönes Spiel abliefern. Und ich habe von Anfang an gemerkt, okay, du wirfst Single, streng dich an. Und ich bin dann nochmal in mich gekehrt und habe gesagt, gib jetzt alles und lass das Publikum dich mitfeiern, dich mitziehen und zieh in die nächste Runde ein. Bitte, bitte. Und ich habe es geschafft. Dankeschön an euch.
Du hast gesagt, du bist relativ schwer reingekommen in das Match. War das möglicherweise ja, so der Keypoint im 6. Leg, der 158er Checkout?
Auch, weil ich war immer überm Triple, unterm Triple. Und dann kam die Triple, dann kam dieses Finish und ich habe mir gedacht, mein Gott, er führt, gib jetzt alles, kämpf dich zurück und zeig, was du kannst. Und das habe ich zum Schluss gemacht. Aber ich verspreche euch, morgen von Anfang an wird es besser.
Ja, da geht's gegen Ian White. Natürlich auch eine harte Nuss.
Ja, Ian White ist ein etablierter Topspieler, aber ich bereite noch fleißig und dann wird das schon.
Alles klar, wünsche mir viel Glück. Und wir freuen uns auf die nächste Partie. Max Hopp nochmal, herzlichen Applaus. Und gleich geht's weiter mit Richie Corner gegen Alan Norris.